So a couple things to share today. Let's see. One thing, Bob and I had spoken before about trying to, well, learning about using GitHub and keeping GitHub in sync. And I had posted on Slack conversation that I had around how to do that. And ultimately that ended up creating a script that's out in my repository that is configured to boot or to run every time that I boot a machine. And effectively, um, what it's going to go do is try to figure out, is the machine that just booted ahead or behind or un the equal to um, GitHub. So if I've got my tractor and I boot up my tractor, it's going to reach out once it has Wi-Fi and go check GitHub and say, is this thing in sync? Um, and it'll just be, I think, a constant reminder for
Good.
me to, always make GitHub at the end of the day the master. And I don't mean that figuratively, I mean that literally. So at the end of the day, push everything up to GitHub if I make changes when, say, I'm in the field
Okay.
testing. Um, and so there's, yeah, you couldn't use this blindly on your machine, but you could take a copy of this if
Yeah.
I were in your shoes and interested, um, and you wanted a little help, it would be go copy this, feed it to your favorite AI, and say, how can I replicate this in my environment? Because there's a couple of things that um, it might choke on. So
Yeah.
this is my directory, and I'm also doing something. There's a service called NTFI, which is short for Notify, and it's a free online thing, and you can execute a curl command, give it some information, and because I have the software loaded on my uh, phone, I get a notice on my phone that the outcome of this script. So anyway, that's just useful as well. Um,
Good.
the other thing that I realized is my tractor wasn't getting a correct timestamp. So on my robot has a Raspberry Pi on it that doesn't have a real-time clock battery on it, so
Oh, it
the
true.
date the date and time gets all
Yeah.
gummed up. So this script also checks the date and time and pulls in the current time. This all collapses terribly if I don't have Wi-Fi, so that's one of the constraints I'm going to be
Mm.
living under, is making sure that when I'm doing stuff with my robot, I've got um, Wi-Fi. And so far, I've been able to use the hotspot on my phone, um, and that's been enough
Oh,
bandwidth and connectivity to give me Wi-Fi on the Raspberry Pi when I'm in the field.
so your time through your phone.
Say that again?
So your time for your robot is coming from the hotspot on your phone?
No,
Oh.
the hotspot on the phone is just providing internet connectivity. Um,
Oh,
this this is executing that command, and there's uh, time servers set up on the Raspberry Pi
okay.
that they it then goes syncs with those time servers.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Speaking of in the field, um, this is out on YouTube in our lawn tractor channel, and it's just me driving this thing around. um, using my radio control exclusively. So there's no automation here. It's just manual mode, and I'm just driving it around to make, because it's been literally a year since this tractor has ran with this electronics board. And yeah, so it was a big day for me to get
Yeah.
this set of electronics to drive, the steering, and there's a linear actuator back here controlling the transmission. So
Okay.
that that's what I was.
I watched the video, and over on the back side of the current view, there's two rods sticking up. Yeah, they're on the right hand side.
Let me see if
Back by
there's
the,
a two. Let me get. There's closer.
yeah, I think they're
The, the
yeah,
these this and this.
yeah, those two things.
Uh, so these are part of the original equipment of the Cub Cadet riding mower. One of them raises
Oh, the deck.
the cutting deck, and the other engages the belt that drives the cutting deck. So imagine an original
Uh,
Cub Cadet lawnmower, and you've got these two things sitting on your right hand side as you're driving to raise and lower the deck. I need to pull those back because right now the deck is hugging the ground, but I was just
yeah.
anxious to get out and
So
test the steering.
so those are just set. Yeah.
Say that again.
So those levers are used as mechanical set it and then forget about it.
Right. Come from the original configuration of the Cub Cadet
Okay.
tractor, and yes, they're um, on off more or less. So you've either got the belt engaged that drives the cutting blades, or you don't.
Mhm.
Um, in this case, I don't. And on the raising lowering the cutting deck, there was, a housing here that you could set it at different heights. I don't have that organized yet.
So
So
how are you going to protect that from flying debris, grass and dust and dirt?
yeah, so the notion is, um, let's see if there's a better close up of the.
Oh yeah.
So at the moment, this will all be in a box, a covered
Ah,
box.
okay.
I mean, this
Yeah.
hornet's nest of wires and things will um, get enclosed, is the bottom line.
Okay. Good.
The next thing to worry about is there's a little camera connected here. There's no USB cable coming from that camera, so I just wanted to get steering. Actually, what I wanted most is to get the motor started
Yeah.
because, small engines don't like to sit around a long time, especially if they have
Yeah.
crappy gas in them.
Okay. Oh, and
So
that.
I also checked this is my emergency stop. That's a manual stop. I also have a series of relays down here that the NRF radio is here, and I can press the kill switch on the radio control. And I tested both of those before I started moving just to make sure that I had the ability to remotely
Okay.
stop everything. So that worked.
Ah, nice.
And that gasoline looks particularly pink. And the reason that's pink is because I think I saw my gas can in one of the pictures. Yeah, there it is. Here's my 5-gallon gas of high performance gas. So I thought if I was going to have any chance of this getting getting started, that um, I better use
The expensive stuff.
yeah the expensive stuff. So you won't see once I get regularly using this thing, then I won't have to worry about the ethanol issues on
Yeah.
my motor.
So what rating of gas do you think you'd normally be able to run them?
Oh, this motor will take anything you feed it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's a Kohler
Oh,
17 horsepower.
so you can get away with 87.
Yeah, you can just
Okay.
as long as you don't. I mean, I think the secret is run it dry if you're going to store it for a long time.
Oh, sure.
So that's where I'm at. My next step is I mean, my GPS is working, but I don't have my base station in this particular location. So I've got to get my base station out there so I can get RTK and get, um, that level of precision on my GPS
Okay.
data, because that'll help me basically drive the machine in circles and be able to do some measurements on how fast the steering can turn and
Mhm.
what's the steering radius and whatnot. And all that is just becomes easier if I can look at my after test data and see exactly down to, an inch or so
So
how big the circle was.
on your GPS data and your antennas, so is that being processed on board as you go, or do you have to download it into a laptop, or how does that work?
How does that work? Well, I have this program. Um, I have data that is output from my Teensy that I put on UDP port 603, 600 or 6003. I have GPS data that I put on UDP port 6002.
Okay.
This program takes data from both of those and puts it into a CSV file.
Okay.
And then at the end of the run, I have to, use some file transfer mechanism to get it off of my Raspberry Pi onto my laptop
Okay.
so I can then analyze that. Um, and this is work in process as well. It, I mean, it definitely captured data and I definitely was able to download it. Um, I need to do some more work on my GPS data that's stored. I wasn't storing in one of the GPS records you can store or you can see a, a ground over, what do they say? Ground over or speed over ground. And yeah, I wasn't
Okay.
I still need to do some work on getting all of the correct data into these two.
Yeah.
Um,
So are you running into any computing bottlenecks with Teensy or Raspberry Pi, or they're just wide open?
yeah, I mean, the again, I haven't processed any video. I think my CPU load will grow once I get some video going, but the Raspberry Pi is, I think I checked 4%
Oh,
CPU or something. It's barely breathing heavy.
No chance of it overheating.
Well, I don't know about that on a 90-degree day and all that
Oh, yeah.
dust flying around. I definitely want to keep an eye on
So this
temperature,
one
but
is in Pennsylvania?
this one is, yeah.
Oh, okay. What's your what's your status on the one in Texas?
Yeah, I haven't touched it in a couple of months, so yeah, it's well, if I go back to the video I have, um let me share again. Uh, I have this electronic um frame. So I've got this metal frame built. I've got the gas tank mounted, but I don't have the electronics board
Oh,
built out on the one in Texas. So
so
uh,
so it's good that you got a working demo that you can just boiler stamp the one in Texas.
it is meant to be a template as of sort.
Okay.
Um, I really wanted to get, this thing covered and put in a box. Um, I mean, that's my big goal is to get this thing
Yeah,
more reliable and industrial and weatherproof.
that's going to take a big box.
Oh, this board is only like 15 inches by 18 inches, I think. It might look big in the video. It's not actually that big.
Oh, okay. Yeah, with it spread out, it looks big.
So, and I've changed the way for my next generation, this USB thing is taking up a fair amount of space. So my next one will be a little bit more streamlined.
Okay. Hmm, interesting. I got I have to get going on mine now.
It's always good to have have us both working at the same time so we can discover what are the problems each of us face.
Yep. When I was going through my stuff and Jeff's, I came up with some questions. Um, how best, number one is how best to preserve Jeff's stuff? Either start a new repository or what? And then another one was, oh, that's a to-do item. How much space is on the backups? Um, should I take everything off the backups and put them in GitHub and Obsidian? And the last question is how to unlock a Windows laptop. Should I use a flash drive or with Linux or
Yeah, the last one is the hardest.
yeah,
Ask his brother what the password might be, would be my
yeah.
vote. I don't, if you, I mean, Microsoft is there for a reason. If you don't have the password, I think you're screwed.
Oh, okay.
Um, as far as saving stuff, those three 1 terabyte drives you mentioned, I think the first thing I would do is see if there's any, if you can you, are those open or are those password protected as well?
I don't know. I haven't done anything with them.
Yeah, I'd plug those in one at a time and see if any of them are open. And if they are, decide if what's on them is something you want. If not, I might format one of them and sort of use that as the master for stuff that you come across that you want to keep.
Yeah,
I mean, the data is not going to go anywhere if you just box everything up and set it on a shelf.
yeah.
The thing I think you want the most would be to try to discern how did he drive that robot that you're now the proud owner of.
Yeah.
And if that was he plugged in one of those laptops, I mean, figure out which laptop that was and see if you can replicate that.
So if I can get a laptop to plug into it, um, can I download the code off the mini tractor or
I don't think there is any code on the mini tractor. It sounds like there wasn't any. I mean, you take some pictures of it and you can send it to me and we can try to discern if there's
okay.
any storage device on that. My suspicion is he sat a laptop on the top of it and drove it around with the laptop as
Oh,
the compute platform.
okay. That's good to know.
It's just a guess.
Yep,
You'll be able to quickly figure that out if you just start eyeballing the robot and following the wires a little bit.
sure. Find out what boards are on it and
Yeah, start with the steering servo
mhm.
and trace back where did that servo get its signal from.
Yep. Okay.
So I would not start another Obsidian Vault or whatever. I would just use one of those 1 terabyte drives and put anything that you find of interest on
Just
one of those.
yeah, I like it and that it's a lot simpler.
And then, as you know, kindly ask his brother if he can offer any advice on passwords.
Yeah. I don't know whether he wrote them down in notebooks or what, but we'll see.
Yeah, those are very personal decisions. I mean, I know for myself, I have a password manager, and that's if you can get inside my password manager, then you're going to be able to find everything you need.
Yeah, we have one for each of our machines that have a file for passwords. So,
What else is on your mind today, Bob?
yeah, that's about it.
Well, hold on a second. I'll turn off recording.
Okay.